Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Stacy. Oh, I am co-host. Thank you. I think I'll just wait a couple minutes until see if we get more people before we get started.
Yeah, you know how agents are. They come in a little late.
Yeah.
Busy
The
buddies.
5-minute rule. Yes. Did you hear music earlier when?
No.
Or do you hear music now?
I don't think so.
Okay. Never mind.
Good morning, Myrna. Good morning, Jonathan.
Morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you guys doing today?
Morning, Myrna. Morning, Myrna. Morning, Jen.
Yeah, good morning, Brian. Good morning, everyone.
Morning. Hi, Karen. Hey, Ruben. All right, just a couple, maybe another minute or so, and then we'll get started. Good morning, Moy. Let's see. Looks like people are still trickling in, so I'll start in at 10:04. Okay, I know everyone's been here is on time, at least in the last few minutes. I want to make sure I respect your time by starting. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Feel free to unmute and ask questions, stop me anytime, or feel free to put in the chat too. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat, but it might be better if you just unmute and ask questions in case I don't get to the chat message. Good morning, my name is Brian. I'm part of the Pearson Realty team. here in the Santa Clara office. I'm not sure where everyone else, which office everyone else is in. I think most of you are in the Santa Clara office. So our team sits in the back corner. If you haven't been by to meet us, come by to say hi. We're always, usually there's at least one or two of us here in the office, and always happy to welcome guests and to meet fellow agents in the office. Today's class is how to build your website through command, and wanted to just go through a few things. There's quite a lot to go through, so I won't be able to cover everything, but just the basics of the website, why use it, what some of the benefits are, and how to get yours started. So I will get started. You can see my screen now, right? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great, thanks. So what you see now is my KW website. So this is what designed, Keller Williams designed. It's the same website that everybody gets. You'll see the office logo here. We can put our team logo here. And then if you're part of a team, it'll show the team name, or if you're an individual agent, your name will show up here. It's very simple, one large picture and one smart search bar where you can just enter a city or an address or a zip code. That smart search bar will know what you're entering and come out with that search for you. And then just a lead capture form. So it's very simple. The reason it was designed that way is because if you look at Redfin, you'll see it's not too different. Big picture, a hero shot, a smart search bar, some pending, some homes, but this was a previous search that I did. And if you look at Zillow, more of the same. One big picture, a smart search bar, very clean, not much else to look at. And Realtor.com, another one, very similar. One big picture and a smart search bar. So Keller Williams designed this page to be familiar for clients to use. Very familiar, they can know how to use it. Once they look at it, it looks good, and they'll know how to use it already, because I don't know about your experience, but from my experience, most of my clients and people I talk to already know how to use Redfin, are very proficient with Redfin and Zillow. So this should not be difficult for them to use, very easy for them to grasp. So the design aspect of it is great. The other reason why you should get your clients, or could get your clients to use this as a benefit to you and to them, is just that it's integrated with your command. One aspect of that is just this lead capture form. Say you just sent this website and post on your Facebook, and some people, a friend of a friend, saw this and they're looking at homes, and they want more information. They can either call you, which is great, or if they just enter the information here and hit send, then their information automatically gets sent to your command database. So their contact record gets created, it gets updated, and it sends you a notification in command and via email that you have a new lead. So this is one way to get your website out and to capture new leads. Now, how do we get this set up? I'm going to stop sharing here and go to my command. Excuse me a second here. Once you're in command and you sign in, this is the first page you see. There's a home page with tasks and your summaries. If you click on, just a quick shortcut, if you click on this red KW square, all these titles come up so you know which tabs you're clicking on. To get to your website, go to Consumer. And your website should already be created. So the class is how to create your website. It's actually already created here under this URL. But we want to make sure all the information is correct. But to do that, we'll go up to your settings. Connect settings and marketing profile. Here is all the information that will show up on your website. Your picture you upload, if you want to change your headshot, you will do that. You do that here. Any team logo you upload or you want to put on your website can be uploaded here. All your information, make sure your phone number, your name, your license number is correct here. And also the brokerage information. So all this information, you just want to make sure it's accurate. And here is where you can add your Facebook pages. So your Facebook business page is recommended to put here, your Instagram or any other social media you'd like to post. And if you get a little more deeper into it, you can use analytics to track movement and your visitors. I haven't done that here, and that would be an entirely different class in itself. Pixel ID is something that Facebook uses to track users. So it's something that takes a little more explanation and a little more training to do. I myself am not too familiar with it either, but it's another form of, it's just like kind of like Google Analytics. So once you have all this information there, you go back. You can start building the rest of your site. And to get to your site, the first step you do is configure your site. And you have different choices here. If you use an alternate website provider, for example, Playster or other website providers, you can also use that here and have that integrated with command. For the purposes of today's training, I selected I want to use new KW agent sites, which is what we're going through today. And the nice thing about that is that it's free for all agents here to use. So why not take advantage of the free tools that are available to us as agents and free to use it. So it doesn't cost us anything. And then go quickly to your website, just click on it, the link. And we're back to the home page. But just to show you what else the website offers, if you click on my team name, or if you're an individual agent, let's be your name, you can go through the different pages of the site. So there's the home page, which is what we're looking at. There's the About Me page. And these are all sites that are default web pages that you just need to customize to your needs and with your information. So there's an About Me page. There's a testimonials page. If your clients are happy with you, they can send you great reviews. There is also a way to capture reviews. So this is a great way to, when you talk to your clients, you can, when you talk to them on the phone, you can request a review. It's a great way to touch your clients, past clients. We did that before recently, and it was a great way to reach out and see how our past clients were doing, and to request a review from them. And this it was great for them to relive a happy experience. So it's ideally, if you had a great transaction with them and they were happy with you, then it doesn't hurt to ask them to write a review, and they can leave it here. Just enter their name, address, and the review. And once they hit, actually, I'll test it right now just to show you what they'll look like on their end. Great agent. Would you recommend Pierce from the team? Yes, I would. Preview testimonial. They submit. Information has been submitted. Now, the nice thing is when the review is sent, it comes to you first for approval. So it doesn't just automatically get posted onto the website. So in case there is a not very stellar review or not a great review, you get a chance to review it, look at it first and approve it, and decide if you want to post it on your website or not. If it's not stellar, then you have a chance to reach out to your client to find out why they didn't leave a great review, and hopefully remedy that. Or if it's a great review, then you can use that to post on your review site or review page for others to see. Another page here is the KW app. So this is the app that you can have your clients download onto their cell phones, and this is a great tool to use. There's actually a new app that they're releasing soon. It might actually be out now, but it's a tool that is very similar to Redfin in how it manages searches, but it also has other tools for us to use where we can connect to and manage our clients by communicating to them through the app and fine-tuning and customizing searches for them through the app. So you can customize the search in command and save it to their phone. So once they open their app, the search is right there for them. And you can say, hey, here's a search for all the homes in Sunnyvale with your search criteria under $2 million. And I think you'll like this house because of A, B, and C. So it's a way to keep your clients engaged with you and with the app, and keeping that open dialogue in your work with them. And then the other links are just to Facebook and Instagram, and where I showed you to update that information, your information. Once you click on it, they'll just forward your clients there. Just that as an example. Does anybody have any questions so far?
I got one. So yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, this is Jean. So I saw your Facebook page, business page.
Hi, Jude.
Yeah, pretty nice. So is it possible that you can share us the link and maybe as a reference for me to build it up myself? Like your Facebook business page.
Sure, yeah. Sure, yeah. Yeah, everyone should, yeah, I definitely can share my Facebook business page. Everyone should have one just for their own sake, just for your business. And for Command, you have to have one. In other aspects of Command, when you use smart plans and things like that, and you build different web pages and landing pages, which we'll go through a little bit later, you have to use your Facebook business page. They will not allow you to use just your personal page, so we'll have to do that. I'll send you the link to mine afterwards.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Excuse me. Okay, moving on. Now this is the tool that Keller provides. All this is standard default pages that you customize on your own. Now you can also do other custom type pages. One of them is, I can show you an example of something we did here. This is a sign-in page. So this was a page that was designed for lead capture that you can modify for open houses. And this is great. We haven't been using this yet, but in anticipation of having open houses soon, this is something you can use. You can create, for example, a QR code that leads to this page. And so when people come into your open house, you want them to sign in. Well, actually, we need them to sign in to maintain contact tracing, and you need them to have P-form signed. But this is another way to track their information. So you can have them scan a QR code or just send them the link to this page. And then they enter their name, address, phone number, and any other information that they want. And once they submit this information, again, the nice thing about this is that it gets created in your command. It automatically gets entered into command, and it creates the contact record, gives you notification that that record is there. And you don't have to manage clunky sign-in sheets. You don't have to. Nobody has to touch paper, and it's automatically done. They can manage it on their own devices. You don't even have to have your laptop open. I know in the past, I've always had my laptop or an iPad for people to sign in. This way, they can just sign in on their own device. And I was talking to Mark, our broker, and this is especially needed, especially in today's world where we have COVID, and we want to make sure we don't have too much physical contact with everybody, and we need to track everyone that comes to the house. So this gives them really no excuse not to enter information. Whether or not to enter accurate information is another story, but at least we've done our part to try to capture their information as best as possible. And one line that Mark shared with me is that, if someone came in sick and found out they were sick afterwards, wouldn't you want to know as a reason for them to enter accurate information? It's both for safety and for us to track people that come into an open house. So this is something you can also create. Now on to creating it. I think we've gone through all of these. So now we go back to command. This is down in the consumer tab of command. And we're looking at agent site pages. And these are all the pages that we saw. There's a download app page. Shrink my window a little bit. Download app page, testimonial capture, testimonials, the sign-in page, and they'll tell you the dates that these were created and whether they're live or not. I have a couple pages that are not live just because I was testing them. And we can go and edit, but let me show you how to create one. So if I go to create a new page, you have two different options for these pages here. These are sub pages within my agent site. So if you click on my agent site, create a new sub page, then click on create page. This is the tool that you can use to create these different pages. First thing you want to do is make a title for it. So let's say open house sign-in. Then the different widgets here are just basically building blocks where you can use to build your page. For the purpose of an open house sign-in, really, we just want contact form. And really, that could be it. I think for open houses, you just want to keep it simple. You don't need to give them too much flowery or extra stuff to look at. And we just really just want to capture the information, and they want to look at houses. So I feel like simple is better here. So once you have the tools or the widgets you have here, you can click on configure widgets. And if you click on contact form, you can edit all the text here. So instead of contact us, you can say open house, sign in. And you can enter text under here. What I had was some COVID-19 disclaimer. I don't remember the exact verbiage, but I'll just put this in its place. Then all these fields are required fields for them to enter. So you can just click on save and apply. And you'll see that the text has changed. And so you get a little preview of what it'll look like before you make it live. The nice thing is, if you click on these icons here, you get a preview of what it would look like on your phone, a preview of what it would look like on a tablet, or on a computer, or your laptop. So now that that's done, nice and simple, pretty easy, click on Save Changes. So if it publish your page, we'll say yes. Here you have the option of adding it to your site. So you can create these sites and they can just exist on their own. And when I click add here, that means it'll show up. I'll do it really quickly. Continue. House sign in. Save. Now, before you see this menu here, if I hit refresh, now you see that open house sign in exists. So that last step was just to add the page we just created onto your website, so others can freely navigate to it. Otherwise, you would just need to forward them the link, and that would be the only way that someone would be able to get to that page. Let's go back. Excuse me. And here is where you would manage all these pages. Now, remember when I submitted the testimonial earlier? We can go back here to the testimonials page, click on edit. And here is the widget that I used for the testimonial. I go to configure widget, back to testimonials. You'll see that the different testimonials are here. And you can check the ones you want to keep or uncheck the ones you don't want to use. So if you want to use all three, select all three and save and apply. Now all three testimonials are there. Publish page to make sure that saves. There we go. So this is basically the area where you would create, manage all the pages on your website. Any questions at this point? All right.
Hey, Brian, it's John. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
I had a question regarding your reference to open houses and the QR code. So where do you go about finding the QR code in order to give them access to make it much more quicker than sending them the link, perhaps, to sign in?
That's very just Google create QR code. There are several different sites you can use. Most of them are free. QR code generator is one I use. There's one called QR Monkey, QR Code Monkey, and these. If you go to these generators, they'll ask you for a URL. You plug in the URL. So yeah, I want to. And then
oh, okay. Yeah, that's the first time I ever tried that.
Save it, download it. Yeah, so yeah, and then I'll just show you something that we made really quickly. And then you can just post it on flyer or post it up on the door before people come in to make sure they fill out that information before they come in. Or I think you can even post it on one of the pictures in your MLS listing if you want. If you so, actually, we should double check with Mark first if we can or can't do that. I don't want to overstep. But that is a tool that we can try to use.
That's awesome.
Even though also at this point, even if you use this, Mark did recommend that we should still have people fill out a P form. It's one thing to have them sign in, acknowledge that they came in. That still doesn't release them from, or release us from legal liability from them being inside the home.
Right. So I guess that's the next good question that I have. Our agent site or website, is it also a data collect in a sense that like it could also retain PED forms for us if we were to tag along with the open house? You see what I'm getting at with this?
Yeah, and I don't think it can. Right now, think of it as the agent website is more like a KW styled version of Redfin. So it's searching, enhanced searches, saved searches, and ways to communicate back and forth with them through the website and or mobile app, and not really any forms or anything. There are a couple forms that we can save on there. actually, we can save on the mobile app, we can save listing presentation, listing process, and buyer's process that we can go through with them. It's actually here under Guide Builder. So I don't know if it's something we can add here, because if we say, for example, there's two guides here, one for buying, one for selling, and these are available on the mobile app once someone downloads it and syncs it to your account. So if I click on this, it shows them the buying process from how you start your search, getting pre-approved, touring homes, and the whole process. We can probably add a step and add a picture of the feed form here. I mean, we can show them what it looks like, but it won't help you manage the documents. I think that's the main issue. So we can talk about it, but we won't be able to manage it. So that'll still have to be done on your own with your client. All right.
Okay. Well, that was a great answer for the QR code. Thank you so much. I just have to look into it more.
No problem. Sure. Feel free to hit me up after the class. Okay.
Sure.
So these are all the sites, all the pages that are integrated with your website. Now, the cool thing is, if I come to here and I log in, we see that I have created an account, or go back to the home page. This is my own test account, but you can see a history of everything I've searched it with. So this is now pretend that I'm a client named Brian Lee, looking on this website that an agent sent to me. I can look, has my information on here. I can set up a co-buyer. Here I set up my wife as a co-buyer. So it's also a way to communicate with, if you're working with multiple clients that are buying a house together, to set them up to communicate with both of them at the same time. And so just to show you, it's just very simple to use, just like Redfin. I don't know, 9407. Search. And just like Redfin, Zillow, there's a big map on the left and all of the listings here on the right. You can save the search, further fine tune your search with a bunch of filters. You can sort your search by different criteria: price, days on market, size of home. So really there is, it's very similar to Redfin. It's just that Redfin is just so prevalent out there. It's just kind of the automatic place where anybody goes to, really. I mean, I admit I use Redfin a lot too, and it's a great tool. This is just, I feel like Keller Williams has done a great job of mimicking Redfin for us to use. It's just a matter of getting other people, other clients, and even us, other agents, to adopt it. And it's a great tool. So now here in the search, you can click on favorites. I see I click on these favorites. I can choose different collections. So I have one for investment properties. Say I like this property for investments. So I'll keep that there. I can leave a note. I want it. Save. I can also favorite here. Oops. Under I for my baby son. Different notes. So now I've done a couple of notes, looked at some properties. Unknowingly, or maybe not, maybe knowingly, I've sent all this information to my agent. So if I go back to command, and this is the record I have for that account. If I go to the timeline, now I've seen that I, at 10:34 a.m., just a few seconds ago, looked at these properties and even added these as favorites to this list. and even when I logged into the site. So pretty much every single touch, every button I push on that website as a client gets communicated to the agent via command. And if I didn't know to look here, I can click on this bell and it has notifications. It says agent site notification, Brian Lee has logged in 4 minutes ago. So that is my cue to go and look. If I click on it, it'll just take me to the contact record. So pretty simple, pretty quick to get there. And as it's updating, these are the activities that command is showing me that I did.
Brian,
Another
do
thing
you
we can
get,
do, yes.
Brian, do you get an alert somewhere that your client has sent you a message or that the message is now in command, or how does that work?
The first place you look should be this bell, this notification bell, for all the different notifications come in, new lead capture, new lead form
got it.
notification.
Okay.
And it should also send you an email too.
Got
So
it.
this is the place to catch
Thank
all
you.
of it, really. And yes, no problem. And you can click through to see what house is looking at.
Brian, is there a form of communication aside from like the client putting in the notes that I like this and this about the house? Like, can I say, hey, agent, I like this for this reason. Can we schedule a time to meet for this appointment, this range or something like that? Something more specific and concrete where it's very actionable rather than just be like, I saw this, I like it.
It's more a free form text field. So it's more of a cue for you to contact them. Unfortunately, that's a little more of a, I guess, more of a contact activity that command is more telling you what they're doing. And it's more right now, it's still up to you to give them a call to try to make those arrangements. They can, if they're active, then I think it's presumable that they'll contact you to send you an email or text message to make that appointment. But at this point, they're just searching. So we're just letting you know, or command is just letting you know what they're searching for.
Got it. It sounds like more it's been an initial kind of deal.
Yeah. Okay. Along those lines, on this tab in command, this is a contact record within the contact module. And on the left side, if you're not familiar, is all your contact information, address, phone number, email address, neighborhoods you're interested in. And then here is all the activity that has to do with that contact or related to that contact. You can, we have other tasks and things, but for the purposes of today, save searches here. You can create a search for that contact. So I created a search here for anything in Sunnyvale, less than $3 million for this search. Now, if I go back to the site that the client was looking at, under saved, he has these searches. So I can just click on that, and this could be the searches that I've saved for the client for him to look at. And so these are those that show, yeah, 3 million or less. And you can continue adding them, and oh, there it is. It took a little while to update. To create a search, just click on create a search. And you can get as vague or as general or as specific as you want. You can choose a specific neighborhood, or you can choose the zip code. We'll just choose a zip code here, 95125. Search price criteria. Different keywords. So if they really want a swimming pool, type of homes. We'll just leave that for now. And at least 3 bedrooms. We might have to up this. all these different criteria that you can choose. Hit next. And here you can save it. 525 beds up to 5 million. The primary email that this will go to, and you can choose to have them email notifications or how frequently you want to email them these notifications. Right away, every day, every week, up to or as far away as monthly. If we just do a daily summary, create that saved search. So now this will show up on their website, and they will get an email notification of that search every for this one set for every day. And refresh. Now you'll see that search here, or this is the one we just created. So in some ways, it's just like Redfin. Some ways it's a little bit more enhanced than Redfin. But for the purpose of Keller Williams, it's a great way for agents to leverage what clients already know and comfortable with, and to kind of nudge them into using our tool here so that we can have better communication with our clients. And this is pretty much it for the website. Any questions?
Brian, I just did.
Okay.
Brian, I got a question. So
Yes.
For this testing, under this one, I saw you added like an address for this one. So can you show it again? I think I didn't catch it.
What do you mean, address on the search or
Maybe
here?
under opportunity, can you click under opportunity? Like,
Oh, I don't think I put anything on opportunity here.
I saw something that there will be lines of addresses that you can click. So.
Oh, under timeline.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so these are the.
So now this also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are the addresses. Brian, the client, sorry, that can be confusing. I, as a client, went through and searched and clicked on and added to my favorites. So as soon as I add them to my favorites, you get this notification in command here in the bell again, telling you that notification came through, and the actual activity here in the timeline. So then you know what your clients are looking for, what activity they have, and it's just a great cue for you to reach out to them. So if I know that Brian here is looking at all these 4 properties today, maybe it's a chance to give him a call and take him out to look at some property this weekend.
Yeah, my question is, where did you add those 4 addresses? Did you pull them from somewhere else?
Oh.
Or...
So this is when, so for say, pretend I'm the client and I'm going here to the website. This is the website that my Keller Williams website, Brian Julie at KW.com. And then I did a search for some homes, and to add that to that list, if I were the client, I would go and click on this heart. And when I click on that heart, it gives me a choice to add it to a list of my favorite list. So if I'm looking for, myself or with my wife or something on the side, an investment property, or some other list, I can click on where I want to enter this list, leave a note. I think this is a 8 out of 10. Let's get disclosures. Hit save.
This is either from a client's perspective or from, mostly from a client's perspective.
Yeah, so this is, I was just doing that as if I was the client. So if I did that, so if your client did that took that action just now. Then if I go back to command and refresh, you'll see that that property was updated here. I forget which one it was. Trade zone. And then you can click through and get details on the property before you call them back.
Gotcha. I got another question regarding to the
Sure.
first page. That is a pixel, Facebook pixel. So if I don't know where to find it, or I don't even open that service, should I just skip it, leave it blank, or yeah?
Yeah, I would leave it blank for now. Skip it for now. I think it's something that's a little more advanced. I admit I'm not that familiar with it as well. Just don't let that stop you from getting to the main point of the website, of making it a tool for your clients to use and a tool for you to communicate back and forth with the client.
Okay. I just leave it, but sometimes they would show me like a pop-up window saying that like Facebook pixel is not turned on, so you might miss certain thing, like a more detailed analysis of whatever marketing, but I don't think it matters that much.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter with the tools that we're using here.
Okay.
Great. Great. So this is that portion of it. Something else I'd want to show you is back into the consumer tab. So these are the website pages that you built. These are landing pages, that separate page that you can build kind of as a one-off. For example, this is one, let's see, I'll go back. This is one I created for a listing that the Peterson Real Estate team had, that Yvette Peterson had. And it is just a page that shows pretty much advertised listing. So this is something you can do for each listing you get, or even if it's not your listing, for an open house you host, just make sure you get the permission from the listing agent to do this. It's nice because as you're branding on top, big picture of the home and all the details and pictures, stats, and even you can put in neighborhood trends. So how many homes are active, how many are pending, how many sold, average sale price, things that might be of value for people who are looking for a home in that area. And if it's someone that's not already a client or a lead, this is the chance, one chance that you can capture their information if they choose to enter it. And this is a basis that we use for, that I use for Facebook ads. That's another class, I think in itself, creating Facebook ads, but the point of it is to drive those people in Facebook ads to something like this, where you can capture their information and to provide some more information that they'll appreciate, that they'll find useful. And to create a landing page like that, back here on create new page, as a landing page, we'll create that page. First thing you do is take the name that you want to save this as. 1, 2, 3. And here, all these widgets again, same tool, just different widgets. So here, I like to use a branded header, just so the first thing anybody sees is your information. And then we want to promote the listing. Sometimes if there's a video, you can also incorporate the video to it. However you feel like you want to organize it. Video, if it's a really nice video, sometimes I'll put a video first, but usually I put the listing first because the whole point is to help you as a listing agent to sell the property, or if you're hosting an open house, to help that listing agent sell the property. And following that, I'm just going to do a short version of this. And lead form is another good one to capture information, and we can stop there. We move on by clicking on configure widgets. Brandon, here's the first one. Here you have a chance to update the information by this house. Make sure your information is correct. And if you have a team logo that's accurate, save and apply. You'll see that the text is updated. You can go back, or you can just click on this arrow to move forward. Now, this is where you find the listing. See, I don't have a listing on hand. What was this one? 2380 trade zone. So this just searches through MLS, whatever the address is, and whoever, it also shows you the listing agent. So I'll just select this one. And the nice thing is all the information is automatically imported from MLS. All the information, all the pictures. So we can just save and apply. So now you have the picture of from the listing, the address, listing price, all the stats, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, year built. This about the property is pulled directly from the comments from the public comments in MLS, and it'll put the pictures in this carousel to cycle through, and details from the home. And the last part of this is just to make sure that this is correct. You have the option of changing this text. I normally just leave it the way it is. Save and apply. Now this is the landing page that we've created. It looks pretty nice for what it is, especially for taking, normally it takes less than a couple minutes to make. So it's pretty easy, pretty quick, and can be very useful in promoting your listings. Again, you can see what this looks like as a tablet or as on your phone. I find this is good to look at just because most people look at things on their phone these days, just to verify it looks good. And then if you're satisfied with everything, just click on publish page. Make this visible to others, yes. And now it's created under landing pages, listing 1, 2, 3. If I just click on this link, this is what it will look like to the public. And we did all that in less than 5 minutes. So you can do this with all of your listings, all of your open houses, post this link everywhere as a marketing tool. You can even just take this link and post it on Facebook, on Instagram, to get more exposure. All right, I think we have about 5 minutes left. Any questions? Was this helpful, useful?
I want to say it's really helpful. Thank you for the time to spend with us and teach us about this.
No problem, John.
Yeah, I didn't know it.
I didn't know it could do all these things. So this is great. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. And if anybody has more questions, I think Stacey has recorded this video, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any other questions outside of it.
Thank you, Brian.
Great.
Thank you, Brian, so much for doing this.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I think there's a investor meeting coming up soon, so we got to make sure we wrap up. I think that you can use this phone line. So thank you everybody for showing up and participating and yeah, checking out Command. And it's a great tool for people to use. I think it's an underappreciated tool right now. I think before there was a big, it wasn't as good of a tool before, but Command has come a long way since the last year or two. So if you have any questions about Command, feel free to give me a call.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
All right. You're welcome. Have a great day.